You are now listening to The Final Word, the number one Pacers podcast on the web, hosted by me, Raj, and my son, Preston. Pop by to listen to what we have to say about the state of your Indiana Pacers.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Final Word, the number one Pacers podcast on the web. I'm your host, Preston.
And I'm your co-host, Raj. We have another great show lined up for you guys today, but before we get to that, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to The Final Word, but most importantly, hit that bell icon if you're watching on YouTube so you'll never miss a show. Plus, it would really help to support the production of the show. Also, if you guys would like to support the podcast, you can sponsor us at one of the top 2 levels. Click the link in the episode description below. We'll shout out your business, your cause, or just your social media handle. So, Pacers get a win. Broke the 7-game losing streak. I can't believe it. I thought it was going to be another ugly one by the way it started, because we've been having all these slow starts as of lately. They've been trying to figure it out, trying to see what works without having Tyrese Halliburton in the lineup. I think they've come up with something because, to be quite honest, with the Bulls having Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan in the lineup, I just thought it was going to be another loss, you know? So, as far as the slow starts, what do you think the main reason for our slow starts have been, Preston?
Well, I don't know. I think the reason, I think our intensity on defense hasn't been as good as it previously was earlier on in the season. I don't think I've seen as much with really making sure they're not being able to score, and also just letting teams get away with it too easy. I feel like we've just been able to let teams get away too easy. I can't really pinpoint what that is other than defense. Our scoring hasn't been terrible. There's been different times where we could have had different scoring opportunities, but yeah, I don't know, but we certainly came back from the most they led was 24 points, and we won by 6, which that's a really good thing to do, especially against guys like you said, DeRozan and Zach LaVine and stuff like that.
So yeah, they won by 6, we're losing by 24, so that's a 30-point turnaround. So that's pretty darn amazing. But yeah, we need to figure out a way to stop these slow starts. And to your point about the intensity, Miles Turner did make a quote. He said, "It's a make or miss league, but hard play covers a lot." So I think they recognize they weren't playing as hard as they need to. They need to figure out what they need to do to start off playing like that, and they'll have much, much better shots of success in the future with teams, and instead of having to try to climb out of holes all the time. That can't be a comfortable thing. I know from what TJ McConnell was talking about, it didn't seem like it's not something he enjoys, but it's just something that they need to figure out how they can overcome this, so they don't have to worry about doing this in the future. But yeah, it was a great win for the Pacers. Started really slow and looked really ugly, but it finished very, very pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. I do want to talk about something that Quinn Buckner said, and it was something that honestly, it's something everybody knows. It's not really something that I like about the NBA, but people say that you should just let the call be the call, no matter who it is. But unfortunately, Quinn acknowledged that if you have some time in the game, if you're a veteran, you're probably going to get the benefit of the doubt versus the guy who's the rookie or the guy who's been in the league the least amount of years. With refs, you'll tend to usually get the better call. So I don't really personally like that. I don't like the fact that they can't just go ahead and referee the game, officiate the game based on what's actually going on the floor, and they look at who the player is involved in the play versus the actual play itself. I don't really think that's a great thing for the league. It's been going on, but I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, the judgment of the call based on who the call is versus if it's LeBron or versus somebody who's a less well-known player.
Well, I think it's definitely some favoritism on the calls. Because like if Mathurin gets called on something that doesn't look like a foul, they'll still keep it on him. But if like LeBron or something like that gets called on the foul, they'll overlook it or something like that, or maybe not even call it. Like later in the game when the Pacers are trying to run away with the lead, and then DeRozan gets a shooting foul, and he kind of flops a little bit, and it was clearly not a foul, but the refs, oh, it's DeRozan, he probably did get fouled. I mean, like, look how he reacted and stuff like that, or they know it's not a foul, and they'll still call it just because it's DeRozan or somebody like that. So I definitely think that it's just because if you're a vet, if you have if you star quality, but I also definitely think if you're a rookie, like Mathurin will still like always try to like bicker at the refs a little bit and like tell them, no, that wasn't a call. And I mean, like, you're not going to do anything, man. It's your first year in the league, so I think he needs that realization that he needs to calm down before he gets attacked.
Yeah, I agree. So, but Mathurin, like we talked about, and everybody can see this, that he has extreme confidence. And so I honestly think Mathurin, for some reason, because he's not the typical rookie. The typical rookie doesn't get as many calls as Mathurin. When Mathurin drives, he expects to get every call every single time, that's not going to happen. But I think because of his intensity and because of the way he plays, he is somebody who actually gets the benefit of the doubt more than he doesn't because of his reputation he's built up. So I see how that could work for him, even though he is just a rookie himself. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how it is. I mean, maybe it's just because it's just human nature, how things are, and maybe it's something that's just not going to change. Think that's going to be anything that changes, or it's just the way it is?
I think it's just going to be the way it is. It could possibly change if the league is seeing that the refs are actually doing some stuff. Actually, you know what? I don't even think that's going to be the case. I think that's just going to be the way it is. And I mean, it's not terrible. It's not like something that will like affect the game majorly, because even though sometimes these stars will get calls that they don't really like, and it is what it is, and they'll fuss at the refs forever. I mean, but it is what it is. So I don't think it'll necessarily change.
Yeah, probably won't change. But oh well. Anyways,